All right, so yesterday we started working on literal equations, which is just a bunch of letters. And our answers changed from being like x equals 5 or y equals 2 to another equation, okay? Another equation. So we're going to continue on that process today by practicing some more literals. And remember, this is all about inverse operations, okay? It is all about inverse operations. So let's go ahead and take a look at our do now today. And let's solve it for A. So I'm going to circle my A, and let's write our steps. What is the first thing happening to A? Well, I see that's a multiply. So multiply negative C, divide negative C. And the B is adding. So I have to subtract. So what am I starting with? I'm starting with G, okay? I'm starting with G. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is subtract the B. So where do I write that? Do I write it on the right side or the left side? If you said write it on the right side, you're correct. So G minus B, that was the first step, okay? All right, second step. It says divide by negative C. Well, I know that when I divide, I draw a line. So I'm drawing a line underneath the entire thing. And I'm going to put the negative C on the bottom. And there's my equal sign. Who did not move? Who was I solving for? I was solving for A. So there is my answer. Okay? There is my answer. So remember, it is super important to follow the inverses and figure out where you're starting and go from there. Okay? All right, so let's look at this. Here's a T. What are I and R doing to T? Are they adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? Well, hopefully you realize that that's multiplication because that's just like 2x. So instead of splitting those up, I'm going to put multiply by both of them. So it's going to be divide by both of them. Okay? All right, so I'm starting with P. So since I'm supposed to divide, I know I need to draw a line. What goes under the line? The IR. Very good. And what did not move? The T. Okay, good job. All right, here is my X. Okay, we're solving for X. Go ahead and write your steps and see if you can come up with this equation. All right, so I see my X. So I have times 5, divide 5, minus 6, plus 6. So I'm starting with Y. So where am I going to write plus 6? In front of it or behind it? Hopefully you said behind it. So I have 6, Y plus 6, that's done. Second step, divide by 5. Draw a line, write a 5. Who did not move? The X. So if you got Y plus 6 divided by 5, you are a rock star. All right, let's see what we can do with this one. We're solving for X. Okay, let's see how you did. Plus Y, minus Y. Divide 3, times 3. Okay, so the first thing I'm starting with is a 5. So I need to multiply that by 3. Well, I could leave it like that, but I know this actually evaluates. What's 5 times 3? It's 15. So I'm going to change that to a 15. Okay, and I'm going to keep going. What is the next step? It says minus Y. So I know that I write subtraction on the right-hand side. And who didn't move? The X did not move. So that's done. 15 minus Y. I could have also had something that kind of looked like this or like this. Okay, but this is the best answer, 15 minus Y. All right, see what you can do with the next one. Okay, so we did times B, divide B. Now this is going to be one whole thing. So plus AX minus AX. So I'm starting with C. Where am I going to write minus AX? In front of it or behind it? You're right, it's behind it. So I did the first step. Second step is divide. Draw a line. Write the B. Who did not move? The y. The y did not move, so it is done. So if you have c minus ax over b, you are correct. Okay, let's do 2 more. And then I'm going to cut you loose to work today. All right, solving for h. Okay, so what are pi r squared doing to h? They're still multiplying. Even though we know that pi is a number, r squared is still a variable, and this pi is going to be treated like a variable today. So we're going to divide by pi r squared, okay? So we're starting with v. We're going to divide by pi r squared. And who didn't move? The h. All right, see what you can do with this next one. We're solving for y. Okay, so we have plus x minus x, divide 2 times 2. So I'm starting with a. So the first thing is times 2. Do I write it like this? Nope, I don't, do I? To write times 2, the 2 goes in front. And I don't even need a times symbol. That means times 2. The next step is minus x. So minus x. And who did not move? The y. And it is done. Okay, it is done. All right, so hopefully you're feeling pretty confident about these. This actually kind of wraps up our unit on equations. So you're going to hit another quiz here shortly, and then we're going to move on to linears. So if you're struggling with this, make sure you reach out to us so we can get you caught up.